to the theme 7, the Paytm wallet war. Paytm is much ahead of MobiKwik in terms of monthly active users, revenue and even merchant base. Harsh joins in with more details. Harsh, tell us who is ahead in what parameters and what to watch out for going forward.
I think we just have an audio issue slightly with Harsh so far, Varsha. We will get Harsh on the details, but it's interesting to see how MobiKwik has listed in today's session. Let's just pull up a MobiKwik on the screens and see what's happening. There you go. 86 to 87% is the kind of uptick that we are seeing in terms of debut day. And that's the interesting part to watch out for in spite of Paytm being ahead on that front. Key things that we are going to watch out for over here is in terms of where the monthly active users go. MobiKwik, in fact, Paytm this year has given returns of almost 57 to 56%, though it was a downer post-listing. But what happens with MobiKwik is going to be interesting to watch out for. Overall, if you see in terms of the valuation, that is going to be an interesting aspect that Harsh is going to cover for us as well. Overall, if you see in terms of MobiKwik, it is profit making itself in FY24, right? So that's going to be an interesting part. Harsh, now that we have you, what is the war looking like between MobiKwik as well as Paytm? Because clearly a bumper listing is what we've seen, whereas Paytm was a downer in the latter part post-listing.
Well, yes, absolutely. And that's because of relative valuations actually, Hiral. So great you point that out. You know, Paytm's at that point, revenue was roughly 3,000 odd crore at the time of listing in November 2021. The stock or the valuation that they were asking for was 1.5 lakh crore. In comparison, you know, the top line of a MobiKwik is roughly 850 odd crore. And the valuation or the market cap at which they IPO'd was actually just about 2,200 crore. So, stark contrast just in terms of the valuation ask. But let's compare these two because it's a very interesting play here. Let's first start off with MobiKwik in terms of monthly active users versus Paytm. 6 times larger is what Paytm is versus MobiKwik. 1.6 crore monthly active users is what MobiKwik currently has, or rather FY24 end, and Paytm has around 9 to 10 crore. That was the range with which Paytm operated pretty much through the year of FY24, so around 6 times odd. In terms of GMV, and that obviously translates to revenue, 4.7 lakh crore is the GMV that MobiKwik had in FY24 versus 18.5 lakh crore. That's 4x, nearly 4x plus. You're also looking at a merchant base of just 43 lakhs for MobiKwik versus 4 crore merchants that Paytm has on its platform, 9 times. It also cross-sells other products to merchants like sound boxes, which generate revenue as well as allows Paytm access to those merchants to give them card machines, etc., which helps with regard to financial services and revenue. Overall, you're looking at top line, therefore, of 875 crores for MobiKwik, even though Q1 has been very strong for MobiKwik. So we'll have to factor in very strong growth in FY25 versus 10,000 crore for Paytm, where growth is largely going to be muted this year given all that's been happening on the regulatory front. 11 times more on the revenue count is Paytm versus MobiKwik. That might shrink by a sharp margin in this year, likely. EBITDA margin 4% for MobiKwik versus negative 9% for Paytm. I'm not looking at contribution margin, I'm not looking at adjusted EBITDA, I'm looking at pure EBITDA. This is the FY24 EBITDA number. Market cap currently, you're looking at 3,900 crore of market cap as of right now for MobiKwik versus 65,000 crore for Paytm. 16 times larger Paytm in terms of market cap. And that just goes to show that if top line were to shrink, top line difference, were to shrink 11 times currently, were to shrink sharply, then you will well see price to sales also shrink for MobiKwik versus Paytm. Paytm currently at 6.5 times will largely be stable, but MobiKwik at roughly currently at 4.5 times price to sales. That may shrink given that you will see very, very strong growth on the top line. Currently trading at 280 times price to earnings, nearly, is MobiKwik. Paytm, of course, doesn't have any profit and therefore P metric won't really work there.